The narcissist is devastated and desperate to do this to himself because of the loss of the one who got away. In the narcissistic realm, they strut boldly through their fabricated universe, looking down upon those they deem inferior. They delude themselves into believing their carefully crafted facade is divine, worthy of adoration. But when the truth of their deception dawns upon them, they are left shattered and abandoned in the desolate wasteland of disappointment city. The narcissist grapples endlessly with the void left by the departure of their super empath, the very source of their ego inflation. We extend our deepest gratitude for gracing us with your presence today. Your decision to join our ranks is greatly appreciated. Let us extend a warm welcome to our new subscribers, joining our compassionate community. It brings us joy to revisit these cherished moments with you. To those who resonate with our content, we invite you to subscribe and ring the notification bell, ensuring you're always up to date with our community's latest offerings. Your active engagement is pivotal in fostering an environment where individuals can connect, learn, and evolve. Together, let us continue to educate, share, and debunk the myths surrounding narcissism, forging a more empathetic society. Narcissists, blinded by their own hubris, revel in their misguided exploits, heedless of the impending catastrophe. Despite a history littered with shattered relationships, they remain obstinately blind to the lessons before them. Only when the super empath, their cornerstone, departs do they grasp the magnitude of their loss. Initially devoid of foresight, they shrug off rejection, clinging to their delusion of grandeur, believing themselves to be invincible gods. In their deluded minds, they envision their celestial talents as the key to perpetual victory. They cling to the belief that their ethereal blessing, the super empath, will forever remain at their beck and call. The notion of replacing this emotional wellspring seems inconsequential to them, until the harsh reality begins to chip away at their fantasy with the passage of time. We often overlook the fact that narcissists are ticking time bombs of karma, destined to face the repercussions of their actions. Mistreating a super empath, discarding them as inconsequential, and expecting to evade consequences is nothing short of delusional. Retribution is inevitable, and narcissists will inevitably suffer the consequences. Unbeknownst to them, they undermine their very foundations by taking for granted those who uphold their world. The barren wasteland left in the wake of their deeds serves as a stark testament to their inability to cherish others. Unfortunately, narcissists typically find themselves losing more than they gain in their relentless pursuit of self-gratification. Narcissists are seized by fear when they come to realize that super empaths are not as abundant as they once presumed, like ripe fruit hanging plentifully within arm's reach. Super empaths are a rare breed, seldom encountered. This sobering realization plunges the narcissist into an unexpected abyss of desperation and anguish. Driven by fear, they scramble to find replacements, only to discover that these substitutes often pale in comparison to the super empath they once possessed. Like fruit from a barren tree, these inferior replacements are readily available. As the narcissist navigates these new relationships, a startling revelation dawns upon them. These replacements frequently exhibit the same toxic traits and behaviors as themselves. In a twist of fate, they find themselves confronted with their own reflection in these substitutes, mirroring their egocentric world. This unforeseen turn of events inflicts a deep wound upon the narcissist. It forces them to confront the irrefutable truth that a powerful empath cannot be replaced by just anyone. They come to realize that individuals are not interchangeable commodities. Though painful, this realization may serve as a catalyst for introspection, prompting them to reconsider their destructive ways. The narcissist is thrown into disarray when they realize that the super empath has not returned to their orbit or pleaded for a reunion. This scenario clashes with the grandiose narrative they've constructed in their mind, where they are the protagonist adored and sought after by all. As their envisioned script veers off course, chaos ensues. Confusion morphs into bitterness and envy as they grapple with the departure of the super empath, whom they deemed inferior. The stark realization of their own inadequacies in the absence of the super empath shatters their fragile self-esteem and drives them to the brink of madness. Obsession consumes the narcissist as they fixate on the super empath who dared to escape their grasp and never look back. This fixation becomes a relentless battle within their psyche, highlighting their shortcomings and serving as a constant reminder of the significant figure they lost and their inability to retain them. Frustration mounts as they come to terms with their failure to manipulate the super empath, whom they arrogantly assumed to be pliable. Confronted with the harsh reality that they have irreparably damaged a precious connection, the narcissist finds themselves grappling with an overwhelming sense of emptiness. No longer viewed as expendable, the super empath is deemed irreplaceable, leaving a void that the narcissist futilely attempts to fill. Consumed by their obsession, narcissists resort to stalking and spying on the super empath, utilizing their newfound, readily available substitutes as pawns to gather information and maintain control. In their relentless pursuit of dominance, they enlist flying monkeys who are easily manipulated to further their agenda. The narcissist yearns to reconnect with the super empath, willing to go to great lengths to decipher their intricate feelings and behaviors. Yet, despite their relentless efforts, they are met with yet another blow to their fragile self-esteem when their attempts fall short. Enraged by this perceived failure, the narcissist unleashes their fury on anyone unfortunate enough to cross their path. Leveraging the super empath's reputation, they manipulate and triangulate others, seeking to bolster their own network of emotional suppliers and attain greater emotional fulfillment. The constant invocation of the super empath's name serves to enhance their own prestige and allure, attracting new recruits to their cause. Though physically absent, the specter of the super empath continues to loom large in the narcissist's psyche. Their persistent fixation underscores the narcissist's reluctance to let go and the profound impact the super empath has had on their life. Even in their absence, the narcissist's incessant invocation of the super empath's name and attributes underscores their enduring significance and the narcissist's warped, pathological desire to cling to them. The narcissist's obsession with the super empath becomes all-consuming, rendering them unable to reset or regain equilibrium. Their psychological machinations only serve to hasten their own downfall. Engulfed in a cycle of splitting, wherein everything is perceived as either supremely excellent or abysmally terrible, the narcissist is left feeling inferior in the presence of their now lower-grade emotional supply. Meanwhile, the super empath, basking in their newfound freedom, continues to thrive, treating the narcissist as nothing more than a distant memory. This serene detachment only serves to fuel the narcissist's fixation, driving them further into the depths of their obsession. The narcissist comes to understand that patience is their greatest ally. It's crucial to recognize that narcissists possess a remarkable capacity for patience. With meticulous precision, they strategize their return and bide their time. Thus, they recline into the shadows, observing and waiting for the opportune moment to reinsert themselves into the super empath's world. They methodically plot their resurgence, patiently awaiting the perfect opening to infiltrate the super empath's domain once more. Super empaths morph into vigilant narcissists, perpetually scanning for signs of weakness or an opportunity to reclaim their dominance. They scrutinize every action, reaction, and emotion of the super empath, seeking vulnerabilities in their armor. Every facet of the super empath's daily life, from their routines to their emotions and interactions, is meticulously monitored for exploitable cues. Despite their apparent isolation, the narcissist remains poised to strike at the faintest hint of vulnerability, shattering the super empath's peace. Relentlessly observing their target, narcissists often deployed tactics reminiscent of their erstwhile happier relationship. Even during the initial love-bombing phase, they had already laid the groundwork for surveillance and manipulation of the super empath's every move. Narcissists crave emotional support as intensely as we need oxygen. It's a vital lifeline for them, akin to the sustenance of food and water for us. However, caution is warranted. Narcissists are adept at manufacturing crises to lure the super empath back into their tumultuous world, devoid of remorse. These manipulative tactics serve as litmus tests to gauge the super empath's responsiveness, akin to taking their emotional temperature. In times of adversity, resilience becomes paramount. The hoovering phase marks the narcissist's concerted efforts to reel the super empath back into their orbit. Rest assured, the narcissist remains unchanged. They harbour neither the inclination nor the capacity for genuine transformation. Their sole aim remains the domination of the super empath.